Let's get right into it. Number 8. The choking design flaw. Imagine designing a machine where the food pipe and the air pipe cross paths, and then acting surprised when things get stuck. That's your throat. That's evolution, baby. See, your trachea, the breathing tube, and your esophagus, the food tube, share the same entry gate, your throat. It's like building a water slide and a fire escape that start at the same staircase. One wrong move, and suddenly you're making eye contact with a stranger while violently dying on a mozzarella stick. You have a little flap called the epiglottis that's supposed to direct traffic. Food goes to the stomach, air goes to the lungs. Except it's not foolproof. In fact, it's more like a part-time employee who sometimes clocks out early. That's how you end up choking, something that kills around 5,000 people a year in the US alone. All because the blueprints were drawn in the dark by a committee made of chaos, and here's the kicker, this isn't some new glitch. Evolution's had hundreds of thousands of years to fix this. But apparently, rerouting the pipes is just too much effort. So instead, we got the Heimlich maneuver, a literal emergency patch for our throat's bad UX design. Basically, your neck is a badly coded operating system that crashes when you eat too fast. Great job, evolution.
Number 7. Goosebumps for no reason. You're not cold. You're not scared. But suddenly, goosebumps. Your skin's throwing a tiny tantrum and nobody invited it to the party. This bizarre reaction goes back to when we were a bit hairier. Think budget werewolf vibes. Back then, puffing up our body hair made us look bigger and scarier, handy for intimidating predators or potential Tinder matches from 30,000 BC. It also helped trap heat, like a fuzzy built-in sweater, but here's the problem, you're not fuzzy anymore. You're a mostly bald mammal who shaves their legs and pays too much for puffer jackets. So now, goosebumps are just a weird leftover reflex, like a fax machine that screams into existence every time your Wi-Fi flickers. The actual cause? Your erector pili muscles, tiny muscles at the base of each hair follicle, contract in response to cold or emotional stimuli. That's it. That's the whole dramatic show. So next time you get goosebumps during a song or a horror movie, just know, your body is pretending it still lives in a cave and owns a fur coat made of itself. Number 6. The human spine, aka pain stick. Your spine is a miracle of engineering. If that engineering was done on the back of a cocktail napkin by someone who's never seen a chair, here's the thing, our spine evolved for walking on all fours. Then one day, our ancestors got fancy and stood up. And evolution, ever the procrastinator, just kind of tilted the spine vertically and said, yeah, that'll hold. But it doesn't. Not well, anyway, that S-shape. It's trying really hard to balance your head, aka your bowling ball of thought, over your hips without snapping. And it's constantly failing. That's why back pain is one of the top reasons people miss work, visit doctors, or scream internally during long car rides. The discs between your vertebrae. They're squishy jelly donuts that do not age well. They bulge, they slip, they herniate, like sad little pastries of pain. Add in desk jobs, bad posture, and the invention of smartphones, aka neck gremlins, and you've got the perfect recipe for spinal sabotage. Basically, your back is a fragile stack of regret being held up by wishful thinking and 2 ibuprofen.
Number 5. The Sinus Maze. Ah yes, your sinuses, mysterious caves of mucus that make your face hurt when the weather changes. Nobody really knows why sinuses exist. Theories include, they make your head lighter, they help with vocal resonance, and they just happened. Super reassuring. What we do know is that they're terrible at draining. Some of them, like the maxillary sinuses, actually drain upward, because of course they do. That's like putting the bathtub drain on the ceiling and then wondering why it floods. This brilliant design flaw means that when you get a cold or allergies, your sinuses fill up like angry water balloons with no escape route. Hello, sinus infections. Hello, pressure headaches. Hello, regretting your existence every time you bend over to pick something up. It's like your skull has bonus storage space that does absolutely nothing except sabotage your breathing and make you sound like you're underwater. Great job, evolution. Real helpful. Number 4, the blind spot in your eye. You'd think your eyeballs, the shiny, wet cameras that help you not walk into traffic, would be designed flawlessly. Nope. There's a literal hole in your vision. Right now, there's a spot in each of your eyes where you're blind. Not metaphorically. Not spiritually. Just straight up no signal here territory. This is because the optic nerve, the cable that sends visual info to your brain, has to punch a hole through your retina to connect. It's like installing a security camera and drilling a hole through the middle of the lens for the power cord. Not ideal. Your brain, being the resourceful chaos machine it is, fills in the missing info using surrounding visuals. So you don't walk around with a donut hole in your vision. But the blind spot is still there, testable, provable, and ridiculous. This isn't a hard fix either. Some animals, like squids and octopuses, don't have this blind spot. Why? Because evolution in their timeline wasn't on break that century. Their optic nerves are smartly routed behind the retina instead of busting through it like Kool-Aid Man. Meanwhile, your eyes just casually carry around a design flaw that a mollusk figured out millions of years ago. Embarrassing. Number 3, wisdom teeth, nature's useless landmines. Nothing screams bad planning like bones that grow in sideways and ruin your face. Wisdom teeth are like the appendix of your mouth, leftover junk from a time when we ate raw roots and uncooked mammoth with zero dental insurance. Back then, extra molars were helpful. Today, they're just facial IEDs waiting to detonate. Most people don't have room for them, because our jaws have shrunk over time. Evolution shaved down our faces, but forgot to update the instruction manual for tooth growth. So these bonus molars often come in crooked, impacted, or sideways, like drunk guests showing up late to a party that ended 10,000 years ago. Cue the swelling. The pain. The emergency dentist visits. The general sensation of your skull betraying you from within. Oh, and let's not forget the expensive extraction process, followed by chipmunk cheeks and a diet of cold soup and regret. Some lucky folks are born without wisdom teeth. That's right, evolution is trying to delete the feature. It just hasn't pushed the update globally yet, so, until then, congrats on being a mouth with extra ticking time bombs. Number 2, temperature regulation, aka your body's drama queen mode. Let's talk about the fact that your body can only operate within a super narrow temperature window. A few degrees up or down, and it freaks out like a Victorian lady seeing an ankle. Your normal body temperature hovers around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, or 37 degrees Celsius. Drop a couple degrees below that? Welcome to hypothermia, where your body goes full power save mode and forgets how to human. Go a couple degrees above? Hello, heatstroke, organ failure, and hallucinations about how great this design is, and your body's way of dealing with temperature. Sweating and shivering. That's it. Your billion-dollar body, with trillions of cells, regulates heat the way a nervous intern handles a fire. Sweat a lot and hope someone else fixes it. Sweating dumps precious water out through your skin, turning you into a wet, salty raisin in the process. Shivering burns energy to warm you up, which is like setting furniture on fire to heat the living room. Not efficient, just desperate. Meanwhile, camels can regulate heat like a Tesla. Lizards bask with precision. And you? You pass out at Coachella and blame the sun. Basically, you're a fragile meat computer that overheats when mildly inconvenienced. Number 1, the useless appendix. Congratulations. You are the proud owner of a fleshy little finger-shaped pouch hanging off your large intestine that does basically nothing. It's the appendix, evolution's version of a software feature that hasn't been supported since caveman beta testing. For a long time, Scientists genuinely thought it served no purpose, just a wiggly little relic from when our ancestors needed help digesting raw plant matter and bark or whatever prehistoric salad was trending back then. Nowadays, it just sits there like an unpaid intern, occasionally exploding for no reason. Appendicitis is when this tiny organ decides to stage a violent protest, inflaming until it either gets surgically evicted or makes a mess of your entire insides. Fun fact: before modern medicine, a burst appendix was often a death sentence. That's right, this mostly useless structure could just kill you for the audacity of existing. Some researchers now think the appendix might help store good gut bacteria, like a biological backup drive, which is cute, if true. But let's be real, it's still the worst designed organ in the group chat. Other body parts can fail gracefully. The appendix? It goes full action movie detonation mode, and let's not forget the absurd irony: evolution could have just deleted this over millions of years. Instead, it left it there. As a surprise. A spicy bonus round of abdominal roulette. Basically, the appendix is the equivalent of a landline phone in your digestive tract, not useful. Kind of weird, and may still try to kill you. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.